So every month, the government, immigration, releases what's called a visa bulletin. This month is the August bulletin, okay? And every month I explain where we are with the numbers and what this all means. So you may already subscribe to my channel, so you already know all about this because I've done these before. But just to give a quick recap, the Visa Bulletin is all about the government providing notice to people who are going through the green card process. So it's family-based green cards and it's employment-based. We focus on the family-based, okay? So there's different categories that relate to the relationship between your sponsor or your family member and the beneficiary or the immigrant. So the different categories, you get a different number because the availability of the visas depend on the category. It also depends on the country. So the different countries, basically the general population of the world is in one category. And then we have China, India, Mexico, and the Philippines that are separated out from the general population of the world. The reason is because in those particular countries, there's a lot more applicants, a lot more family members that are trying to get into the United States. So the government separates it and they tell you where they are in the processing of the petitions for these family members. So the first category is the F1, which is for unmarried sons and daughters of U.S. citizens, okay? So right now, the world, the general population, the processing times are the same as what they were last month. I'm not going to go over what they are, other than to tell you that it's the same as what it was last month. Look at my last video to learn what it was last month. But basically, the world, China, India, and the Philippines have the exact same processing as they had last month, meaning the government hasn't moved forward at all in those categories. They have, however, moved forward with Mexico. So Mexico, they've improved by a staggering 2 years. So they're 2 years better. They're processing requests from April of 2005 for people in Mexico. Huge push forward. So that's great news for people with family members in Mexico. So the F2A category is for spouses and children of legal permanent residents. So all categories, luckily it's been like this for a while, are current. They have a big C there. They say we're current, meaning you don't have to wait. You can move forward right now with your processing of your requests, usually overseas in the country of origin, but there's no waiting period for spouses or children. Now, children is under the age of 18, 21. They're the little ones, okay? Because the next category, F2B, is unmarried children 21 years or older of legal permanent residents, okay? So unmarried children 21 years or older. The reason they say it like that is because if you are married, you're a child of a legal permanent resident and you're married, all bets are off. You're done. You do not have the right to move forward with a green card, okay? So that category right now, all the processing times are exactly the same as they were last month, except Mexico, which again, almost 2 years, they move forward, okay? So August of 2004 are their processings right now for petitions. So amazing. So those two categories for Mexico moved ahead by a lot. That's great news, okay? The F3 category are married children of U.S. citizens. So again, the difference between married and unmarried, we all know, but only U.S. citizen parents can sponsor their children who are married. Okay, so right now there's no change since last month. So the categories are exactly the same for every different category. So Philippines, Mexico, India, China, or the general world population. Okay, so no change from last month's visa bulletin. The same is true for the F4, brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens. They're processing the same thing as last year. The cool thing is about this category is your marriage doesn't matter, okay? So brothers and sisters, it doesn't matter if you're married or not. It's exactly the same for processing. So keep that in mind. It's just a little nuance in the process and how these categories work. Again, subscribe so every month you can get these notifications, because Sometimes there are big changes like we see in Mexico. 2 years is a huge change in the categories. Most of the time, you go backwards a little bit. Sometimes you get lucky and they move forward. And this month was better for Mexicans. But again, it changes every month. So please subscribe and check us out every month so you get the latest update in the processing times. Once again, Lee Marvin, give us a call, subscribe, marvinlawoffice.com. There's plenty of ways to get in touch with us. I would love to help you with your process.